Hello everybody, and welcome to another segment of Straight to DVD
with Dan
and Andy.
Many movies are released every year, but there are many underrated and underappreciated movies that go straight to DVD.
Today we're going to be reviewing Merlin, War of the Dragons.
Fuck this movie! Fuck that movie!
Fuck it!
Fuck that movie!
Fuck it!
Yeah, I really wanted this movie to be good. I mean, look at the cover. Take one good gander at that cover. Yeah.
I thought it might be good too.
I mean, I wasn't expecting Lord of the Rings or anything like that, but here's the beginning. First off, you get some guy on a horse. He's running away. A bad CGI dragon chases him and blows some fire. But then the story starts up and it gets you all worked up. Like, oh yeah, this is kind of enticing. Yeah, this might just work. Yeah.
Well, guess what? I'll tell you what. We were both wrong. This movie is horrid.
Fucking horrid.
Horrid.
I've never been so goddamn bored in my life. In fact, after this, we are swearing off Asylum Studios. Any of their movies can go to hell. We're never reviewing any one of their movies ever again.
Yep.
That's it.
You know, that's a promise between both of us. This is the last Asylum movie we're ever going to do. This movie was so boring. I actually, halfway through it, and I just told him to stop it. I was like, you know what, we're going to cut this review short. We're just going to stop it.
Yep, he pussied out, but I stayed it just for you guys. I stayed it the entire time.
Yes, he did.
So it starts off with a baby being born. Of course, it's safe to assume that's Merlin. And this religious psychotic priest thinks it's the son of a demon.
Their message, sire, reads, "Kill the child."
Because of what some bones tell him in a thunderstorm overhead.
The safest way.
And of course the king buys into this spooky language.
This child, if the offspring of a demon can be called a child.
Spooky language!
I believe your daughter. That was no man, but an evil spirit that did come down.
Spooky language! Of course, this guy, who only is known as Mage, so Mage decides to take in the child and raise him up his own, because if they, his fear is that if they kill the child, the gods might get angry.
I tire of yours. Sonika! Sonika!
Yeah. You see how brilliant that casting effect was?
The pupil should not challenge the master.
So fast forward 20 years later, and Merlin and this other guy, Van Gergord, I'm just going to call him,
Simple proposition.
I'll just call him guy with the lip gloss, because he looks like he's wearing lip gloss the entire time in the movie.
You might as well call him gay fuck for all the fuck we know.
So the sexual tension between the two, caused by the lip gloss wearing faggot, ends up causing a rivalry between the two. And so the lip gloss wearing wizard decides to tempt Merlin to taking the mage's book. And apparently Mage is as bored with the dialogue as I am, because he immediately fell asleep within minutes. Mage wakes up and apparently he becomes disappointed in his two adopted sons and consults the Lady of the Lake. And here comes our first boring dialogue between two characters.
The first of many, I might add.
Is this the great Merlin?
Look at this scene. It's still going on. What the hell is he talking about?
That could not have been my father.
And so all of a sudden, we're fast forwarding, and Merlin's friend or brother or whatever the fuck it is, or he's off on his own already, and he comes across a dragon egg under a waterfall. Just a dragon egg sitting right underneath a waterfall.
That's how I like my dragon eggs. How about you?
Yep. So he just discovers this egg, or just comes across it, tracks it. I don't care. It doesn't really care. And neither does the movie. So why should I? And so he raises this dragon as his own. He tricks a bunch of villagers to drink in its blood, which I'm guessing turns them into dragons too, apparently. And so all of a sudden he has this dragon army. Yeah, you think you missed something, like, you know, some kind of like build up to his friend turning on them and everything like that. But nope, that's just how this movie's playing out, just as quickly as I'm telling you it. That's where kings usually hang out, right? On the battlefield.
That's right.
Right in the face. Merlin manages to fend them off with his solar flare attack. Oh, and look at the castle they're running away from, too. And so then what comes next is more boring dialogue. Yeah, surprisingly boring dialogue. And so Merlin goes to the Lady of the Lake. She comes out, they talk a lot. She goes back in the lake, she pulls out the sword and gives it to him. Oh good, now we're going to go back to the action. But nope, not until we have some more talking, yes. She has to give one more good speech before he goes off to fighting the dragons again. But oh, look out, the evil priest grabs the sword, takes it from him. And then oh boy, what's going to happen here? Is he going to explode? Is going to be some big hellfire? Nope, he just disappears. Other adopted son disguises himself as Merlin and tries to find some magic scrolls or magic things for something. And I'm quite amazed because even though he's a wizard, he still decides that a crossbow is the most effective weapon. Yeah, I like how Merlin can stop a big dragon fireball, but he can't stop a crossbow bolt. So the king, so we get to the Saxon army gathering and the British army gathering, and because of the impending doom they're facing, the king decides to have all his men drop their arms and surrender, so for their safety. But, uh-oh, look out! The Jason Statham clone comes out and gives a speech that won't last the next frame that comes after it.
Then you may know, our people at home outnumber the Saxons 3-1. If we give in today, all hope is destroyed. To give in today is to lose your soul. And a man without a soul is dead already! Are you with me?
I think that put Braveheart to shame. And then he kills that bastard king with just one sword strike. Amazing. This scene was so much torture. I mean, it was a I had to take breaks in between this.
Do not leave. Lady Vivian will imprison you here forever.
Why would she do?
And so Merlin turns down the Lady of the Bitch Lake and goes off, jumps on a dragon, kills it. He takes the dragon's blood. He also transforms a bunch of his friends into dragons, and we get about a 5-second dragon fight between dragons. And wow, you know, remember Dungeons and Dragons? You know, the first movie way back in I think 1999. You know, the year of the Matrix. Yeah, that one was a lot better than this piece of shit. Yep, and so the dragons come once again, and they have an all-out war. Oh boy, isn't this exciting! Look at them fight! And of course, when all hope looks lost, Vandegar grabs Merlin's sword, Excalibur, and oh boy, the shit's really hitting the fan now. What's he going to explode in hellfire, or is lightning going to shoot down and make him explode? No, it just disappears. Of course. Well, finally. You think the movie's over. No, up comes next another boring talk scene. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to end. None of it seems to end. But hey, look, it looks like Vandegard's body's still around, and oh my god, it's opened up for a sequel! And if I had to rate this boring, overdone piece of shit movie, I would have to give it 2 LARPers and an erotic fan fiction between Aragon and his dragon. Well, that's all I can take. As you can see, my friend here, he couldn't take any more either of this review. He kind of just disappeared. So until next time, this is Straight to DVD with Andy. Damn!